Coach, congrats on the win. Butler made it tough early. How'd you like how your team responded, and are you encouraged a week out from the postseason?
I thought the first half was not very encouraging from a defensive standpoint. To give up as many open threes as we did. Second half, I thought our defense was much better, and our ball movement was much better. But Monday night, obviously, our defense is going to have to be a lot better than it was today for us, against Marquette.
A pair of double-doubles today from two freshmen. Can you speak to how some of the young players on this team have developed and oftentimes led the way?
Well, when you watch, I said earlier, when you watch Aaliyah play, you just are impressed with her work ethic, how hard she competes, and how aggressive her mindset is, and her competitiveness. Every possession, she just plays the game the way the way big guys are supposed to play. She plays big, and Paige and Nika, have done a great job with the ball. Nika's making just enough shots to keep everybody honest. Obviously we got a great game from Paige. Ball handling wise, she didn't shoot the ball too great tonight, but we got a great game out of E. You have to get contributions from a lot of people at this time of the year. You can't just think that one person is going to be able to carry you.
Speaking of this time of year, is there a key message that you want your team to focus on heading into March here?
Well, after Monday, we can start talking about tournament time. But, first we've got Monday, Monday's game to take care of. And then the message is simple. After Monday, you either have 2 games left or you have 9 or any in between. So the message after Monday at Thursday and Friday's practices is it's going to be about the urgency that every game presents from here on in.
Coach, thanks for everything this season.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Joe Zone.
Geno, I need a defensive lesson. When a team is scoring unusually more baskets than they might score and they're way above their numbers and averages, at halftime, do you go in and change your defense, or you just kind of let the percentages play out, knowing that they're going to come back to the pack?
Well, sometimes you give a team, opportunities and they take advantage of them regardless of their record. They start to feel very, very confident. And shooters that generally don't shoot well start making shots that normally don't go in, start going in. And the team starts playing with a lot of confidence. So you want to try to disrupt things as much as you can. So, at halftime, we made a couple adjustments, in how we want to guard them, that would keep them from getting into the lane a little more, keep the open threes at a minimum. But when a team's going to shoot 40 of them, they're going to shoot 40 of them, regardless of what you're going to do. You're just going to have to, again, make sure that they're having to work really hard for them. And a lot of times the percentages are in your favor. I mean, sometimes they're not. That's happened. But you can't just stay with what you're doing when a team, is starting to feel too comfortable.
Thank you.
Doug.
You look at Aliyah just kind of big picture, your rotation. I mean, what is if she's playing like today? You know, what does that do for you guys to add that element to your lineup, especially off the bench?
Well, Aaliyah today played the way she normally competes. Some days it's more pronounced than others, but you know, you all do Aliyah Edwards today because that's who she is. That's her as a competitor. You know, so she gives us a dimension that we didn't have last year, and she gives us a presence that we didn't have last year. So it makes, you know, it makes winning games a little easier when you've got somebody that's going to work that hard, you know, at both ends of the floor.
Alexa.
Geno,
Yes, this is Mark Ambrose. I just want to make sure that you got my Butler UConn women thing that I filed in.
Mark.
Hey, Mark, you're
okay.
not on mute.
The one that
Alexa, go ahead.
Okay. It was another Aaliyah question. How would you describe how she just looks? I don't know if it's more comfortable, just making fewer mistakes, but she just looks even like a different player than she was at the beginning of the season, just doing all the things she maybe was doing, but just better. How would you describe how she's grown just from the beginning of the season to now, and what that means for you guys in March specifically?
You know, freshman post players just takes a little bit of time. It takes being out there enough times to realize the game's a little bit different than it was, you know, when you were in high school. Because the people they're playing against are more their size and their aggressiveness and their ability to contest what you want to do. Whereas in high school, you may have dominated easily. You know, and the guards game is pretty much the same. You know, you just have to either know how to play or you don't. But for big kids, it just takes a little bit of time. It takes time to get comfortable, you know, with the physicality of the game and what's going on and how hard you have to work. I would have been shocked if after all this time, you know, Aaliyah was exactly where she was, you know, in November and December. I would have been shocked, but I'm not surprised by what she's doing. And, you know, going into March and teams you're going to have to beat, you're not going to beat them just out shooting jumpers. That's for sure. So if you're saying that, hey, every night we're going to get a game like this from Aaliyah, then I would tell you we're going to be really, really hard to beat if that's the case.
Carl?
Geno, considering all the great guards you've had the past 3 decades, for Paige Bueckers to come in and set a single-game record for assists in her freshman year, with only 1 turnover, by the way, with the 14 assists, what does that say about her? And second part of a question, you know, with everything that's gone on with COVID and scheduling, this is 20 wins for 28 years in a row. Just your thoughts on that.
Yeah, 20 wins. That used to be the standard. Remember, you know, if you could win 20 games, you were a hell of a team if you could win 20 games. And if you could win 20 games consistently, then you were a great program. You know, so the consistency over the last 30 some years is what's most remarkable to me. And especially in a pandemic year like this year when so much was upside down, for us to be able to put ourselves in that situation, I think it you know, speaks volumes to the, you know, staff players over the years and the culture that we built here. As far as Paige is concerned, you know, Paige is a pass first guard, and we to your point, we've certainly had our share. We've had some freshmen that were pretty darn good with the ball in their hands, and a lot of times, maybe they didn't play enough minutes because we just had so many good players, or we had so many other good players that were good passers that, all the assists were spread out among more players. But all that aside, you see some of the things that Paige does with the ball, and you realize that it's, if somebody told you she was a senior, you wouldn't be surprised. If somebody say, hey, that kid's a senior, and you say, yeah, she plays like one. She handles the ball like one. She sees the floor like one. And for her to be doing it at this young age, again, in a world today that idolizes scoring, that idolizes the 3-point shot, how the game has been, taken over by, people who can make threes and people who put up numbers. To have someone that, would rather pass it to you when you score than they score. That's truly, enjoyable to watch, and it's kind of really old school, to be honest with you. It really is.
Thank you.
We'll go to Charlotte and then Mike.
Hi, Geno. We've talked about kind of Paige hitting that freshman wall, but I was curious what you saw from Aaliyah on that, or if that's something you saw. I think she had mentioned that she might have hit it like December, January, and just in terms of putting pressure on herself.
Who's that?
Aaliyah, sorry.
Oh, yeah. Aaliyah is the worst thing that you can be when you're a player. She overthinks things. And I think early on, she was just too busy thinking, too busy overthinking and not playing. And, when your mind is working that hard, you get mentally tired, physically tired, and you just stagnate. So she's just playing now. There's not a lot of thought involved. She just is letting things come natural to her that are natural for her. And that's why she's, able to have the success that she's having.
Go to Mike Anthony.
Thanks. Geno, you mentioned Paige being that pass first player. The fact that she's also proven to be a really efficient scorer at this level, how much has that just further facilitated her ability to be a really good passer in the way defenses have to play her?
Yeah, when you think about it, if you can't score, you can't pass. So I love when these people say, "Well, that kid's a great passer." Well, can they shoot? No. Well, how many passes do you think are going to be able to complete if nobody's guarding? So if you can score and people have to guard you, now all of a sudden you have the opportunity to find people. And, the fact that she took 21 shots today, I was surprised. That's a lot. That's a lot for her, a lot for anybody on our team, really. But it was shots that you're supposed to take. But I guarantee you, those 14 assists, I bet you 10 of them, she was more open than the person she passed it to, and just decided not to. So the biggest part is the mindset. The next biggest is I can score, and then I have the ability to make the play I want to make. And rare, very rare. Rare whether you're a senior, freshman, high school, college, pros, doesn't matter. It's just a rare quality to have.
Thanks.
All right, Ian, to wrap it up.
Coach, can you talk about Renee Montgomery becoming a co-owner of the Atlanta Dream?
Yeah. I got a text from her the other night, and she said, big news coming tomorrow. And I'm like, the hell? And I said, what's that all about? She said, well, when I announced my retirement, I didn't tell you beforehand, and you were mad at me, so I'm telling you ahead of time. I said, telling me what ahead of time? So she told me the news, and I was really, I was just so proud of her. I told her that. I said, it's just, you know, Renee, from the minute you meet her, from the minute she stepped on campus for a recruiting trip, you just know that this kid has got all the things that you need to go do whatever she wants to do. Whatever I want to do, I'm going to be able to do it, including, you know, tell President Obama, you know, let's go and, you know, let's go play if you think you can beat me. So for her to be in that situation, to put herself in that situation, and for the other owners to have the kind of confidence that they had in her, I just think that's the future of where these players are going. I think Renee is only the first of players getting involved at that level. You know, everybody always talks about former players becoming coaches. And maybe that was the old model. Now, former players have higher aspirations than coaching. I don't blame them. I mean, but they have their sights set on much bigger things. And I think that Atlanta Dream franchise went from a disaster from who their owner was before in so many ways to they've upgraded 1,000% with this ownership group and by adding Renee. Whoa.
All right. Thanks, Coach.
I think that was Avina doing that because I didn't mention that she played a great game. So sorry, E. I'll throw that. I'll apologize for that. Avina played great today. You can turn the lights back on, Avina. Seriously. What? Oh, I'm done. They told me I'm done. You were locked out?
Okay, who wants to start with questions for the players? Anybody?
I'll hop in.
Go for it.
Paige, you set a single game record with 14 assists today. I know you're not probably huge on that, you know, records and whatnot, but just can you talk about your approach to the game and your ability to find others? And you've also been an efficient scorer. Has that kept defenses honest and enabled you to, you know, has that helped your ability to feed your teammates as well?
I mean, yeah, I couldn't make a shot, so I had no choice to get everybody involved and sort of get other people open and get other people open shots because I wasn't making any. So that was sort of my mindset going into the game. Well, not going into the game, but as soon as I started missing a lot of shots that I normally make, I was like, all right, so I'm going to sort of get my teammates involved first. But that's just always been who I am, just a pass-first player and trying to get everybody else involved. But yeah, I think me starting to be more aggressive at the start of games, looking for my shot more, helps so the defense focuses on my scoring and then I can get other people open as well.
Thanks.
Doug?
Hey, Leah. Geno's talking about how earlier in the year you would kind of overthink some things and whatnot on the court. And obviously it seems like, you know, things have slowed down for you. I mean, is that the case? How's your mindset changed, 20-something games into your freshman season now from the beginning?
I think just being more confident on the floor, just in everything we do, whether that's offense or defense. Just believing in what I do works and believing in my teammates and myself.
I mean, were you really overthinking things? Is that just your natural tendency at the start?
I overthink sometimes to kind of be more perfect than anything, more pressure on myself. But throughout the season, I've learned to kind of just read and react more than overthink stuff.
Nice.
Carl?
Aliyah, two-part question. You made the layup that got Paige the record. What does that mean to you? And the second part is, what does it do for your confidence when you're seeing your hard work paying off like it has been in recent times?
It's good. I feel more confident in myself when I make good plays, even if I score or if I get someone else open. So it's good seeing that flourish in this time of the season, since in a couple of weeks down the road we're going to be matched up against some good teams and have to make every play count. So just good that we're starting that momentum from now.
And as far as getting Paige the record, what does that mean to you?
I'm glad it was me. That's all I could say.
Yeah, she did something kind of rude to me this morning,
Okay.
so it was kind of.
Yeah,
It was a forgiving gift.
Yeah, I had to make up for it.
Oh, you need to expand on that. You can't just throw that out there. You got to expand.
First, she locked me out of my own hotel room.
Yeah, she didn't have the key, and she was kind of spazzing out.
No, I'm not gonna rat her out like that, but I'm gonna just keep it short.
Thank you.
Alexa?
Hey guys, actually one question for each of you. Paige, what's it like, or how does it make your job easier to play with Aliyah, like being able to be a banger in the paint and just be able to dominate the boards and do what she does down there? And for Aliyah, how does it help you and your job when you get to play with such a great passer like Paige, or a great shooter like Paige? How does that, for each of you, like playing with the other?
I really enjoy playing with Aaliyah. I mean, she runs the floor, she gets rebounds, she defends, she does like everything for our team. And like for instance tonight, where I went like 4 for 12 from 3, she probably got like 7 of the rebounds off my missed shots. So just knowing that even if I miss, good things are gonna happen out of it. But no, she makes it really nice to play with, and just the way she runs the floor and the way she hustles and just plays on both sides of the ball.
For Paige, I enjoy playing with her because she's obviously a great player, triple threat for sure. But I feel like with our dynamic, it's good because if it's like me getting her open, I know she can hit that 3 or that pull up inside, and vice versa. If they're guarding her, then she can hit me for the dime down low. So I think we just added a great dynamic to our team and the game.
And you guys, especially with Nika, there's been a few times this season, and it happened again today, where the 3 of you have like really nice plays in transition with crazy passes. Is that just kind of fun when they kind of unfold? Do you guys practice those, or does it just kind of happen naturally?
Just a connection.
Yeah.
Yeah, just kind of happens.
All right, we'll go back to Doug to wrap it up.
Paige, you've talked about the freshman wall and kind of how you hit a point where you were mentally exhausted. I guess it was last month or so. Anyways, how are you feeling now? You've had to, carry so much of this team for certain points. I mean, how are you feeling physically, mentally, as we kind of turn our attention to the postseason?
I'm feeling great. I feel like the past couple of weeks, ever since the loss against Arkansas, we've been really picking it up on both sides of the ball, and we're starting to play the best basketball when we need to play. So I'm just really looking forward to continuing this last regular season game on Monday, and then the tournament and NCAA tournament. So I'm just really excited, and I think we're all in a good headspace right now.
What are you doing to stay, stay fresh, stay, just, keep? I know you were dealing with the ankle a while back, but.
I mean, just ice, get work with Kimball, rest when I can. Just sort of staying off of it is what I can do really, and then ice and get it saved. But no, I mean, just resting when we get the opportunities to, but knowing how to balance rest with preparation and just extra time in the gym. So that's just what I've been doing, I guess.
All right, thanks.
All right. Thanks, everyone. Have a good day.
Thanks.